Halls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, focus reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, gray from ear to ear. Craving and rating and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Sorry we were running a little late today, but stuff happens, and after that beatdown last night by the Thunder, which I hate. I mean, I like we win. I want us to win. I mean, don't get me wrong, but for a person like me who wants to break stuff down, there's nothing for me to break down except stats of we did this and we're the first team to do that and we're this, and there's nothing to break down. We jumped on Phoenix and we beat the brakes off of them from the very beginning. And Devin Booker talking about how we grab and we hold or whatever. Go back and watch the film. Ain't no grabbing and holding. Ain't no grabbing and holding. But anyway, we're gonna get into that in a minute. But we're gonna start out with a couple news story. One, Sharon Moore, the former head coach at Michigan, was fired yesterday because of inappropriate relations with a staff member. And this kind of stuff to me, you can't tell me that there's not one professional college whatever staff that this doesn't go on in college. Coaches sleep with their co-eds. Coaches sleep with the staff members. Now, I would sleep with a co-ed before I sleep with a staff member, clearly, because it's just too close in that mix. If I had the option, now if I'm married, I'm not doing none of that. But I'm just saying, this happens all the time. And Michigan was clearly seeking a reason to get rid of him. I just think that they were. And to me, that's part of it. But still, that being said, bro, you're married with 3 daughters. What are you doing? And then I was talking to a friend of mine last night and her boyfriend, and of course, his sister knows Sharon, and he had came back for the OU Michigan game, and ended up kissing his sister, they were friends in college back at OU when they both were there. And I was like, oh, okay. And, he's been blowing her phone up, trying to talk to her, trying to get her to come out, all this stuff. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? And I saw something today that talks about, when you hire a coach, you got to look and see what kind of character he has. When you hire anybody, executive director or whomever, if you hire somebody, you got to look at what kind of person they are. What are their past thing? What do they do? Who are they? Because that kind of stuff matters. That's in business. That's in college and whatever. Even when the coaches that you hire, to train your kids or coach your kids, what kind of person is this dude or female, whatever. So this goes on to me all the time. Now, this is on him to do the stuff that he was doing. Then, of course, he goes and threatens whomever, and then he gets picked up, and now he's in jail, and he's getting ready to get charged with, beating up somebody or assaulting somebody or whatever it was. I'm just like, I just don't, I'm not going to go into too much detail about him because of the simple fact I want everything to be done. Kind of like what I did with Chauncey and all those guys, that were in the NBA. Let's see when it's all said and done. I'm not going to judge you based on what news reports are or whatever, clicks and likes. We'll see when it all comes down what happened, what really didn't happen. So, but to me, bro, why you put yourself in this situation in the first place? You're married, you have 3 daughters, and this is what you do. You go out and you're having sex. And guys, don't get me wrong. If you think coaches aren't out there sleeping with the co-eds, you're crazy. Of course they are. Of course they are. And some of them sleeping with their staff. Of course they are. You are. If you're that naive and you think that's not going on, you're crazy. Now, are all coaches doing it? Hell no. All coaches are not doing it. Are some coaches doing it? 100% they are. So to me, I just don't. I just think it's kind of. I'm not going to get into detail about him and about what he did and what happened and all that. But the reports are the reports, and we'll see what comes at the end. But bro, what are you doing? It's kind of like Maya Duco, what he did with the Boston Celtics. He got another chance with Houston, and I promise you he won't do that again. And we're talking about that. How the hell are you sleeping with one of the owner's wives? What the hell are you thinking? But some guys, they just, men are men, and they think with the little head instead of the big head. It is what it is. And being a man, I can tell you that I've done some stupid stuff as well in the past. So I can't really judge anyone because I've done some stupid stuff. Not gonna say I haven't because I have. And there's every guy out there, you've done some stupid stuff. You thought with your little head instead of your big. You know you have. So don't trip. Now, MJ, uh, congratulations to Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin and their teams winning their lawsuit against the NASCAR settled, which means the Jordan M1. And it was based over how NASCAR for the last 80 years, 90 years, whatever, how long NASCAR has been going. And I'm a big fan of NASCAR, by the way. I love NASCAR. And if you haven't been to, hey baby, what? If you haven't been to a NASCAR event, you need to go. Texas Motor Speedway is right down the street, and I can promise you that it's well worth it to go to. It's well worth it to go to a NASCAR event. It's so much fun. It really, really, truly is a good time for you to be able to go to a NASCAR event if you have not been to one. It's fantastic. It really is. It really is enjoyable. But anyway, Jordan M1 through the settled, and basically what they were saying is that when the TV deals are done, they have to renegotiate with them every year instead of other sports. There's no negotiation here. This is what it is. We're settling at this amount. This is what we're getting. No matter what the TV deal is, this is what we're getting. Why are we having to come back and argue and fight about it? Look, here's the deal. We get this amount, you get this amount. Forever. NBA is like that. They get so much of the TV money with the teams. The NBA gets so much. The team splits so much. It is what it is. So why are we doing something separate? And I agree with Jordan. NASCAR is a sport. NASCAR is a sport. 100% it is. Is tennis a sport? Yes. Is golf a sport? Yes. All these things are sports. Pickleball, I don't know about. No, I'm kidding. Pickleball, ace, no. All these are sports. And congratulations to Michael Jordan doing what he did and getting the win for the other NASCAR teams, because it's funny that this has been going on forever, and even though none of them, the owners didn't like it, Gibbs and all of them, not one of them said anything. Remember, Gibbs used to be the coach of the Washington Redskins when they were the Redskins. They're the Commanders now. So Gary Gibbs, and not Gary Gibbs, but oh my God, what's his name? Gibbs is his last name. I can't believe I can't remember his name. But anyway, he was the coach of them, and he comes to NASCAR, and he just goes right along. Now, he's one of the Gibbs Racing is one of the winningest teams in NASCAR history. And so he just hasn't tried to do anything of rock the boat. And Jordan came in and said, hey, look, we just got a new TV deal. Is this? Why am I coming back to negotiate again with you? It should be this amount. This is what we're doing. And they fought him for 17 months. And then when France, the owner, the guy who runs, he took over from his dad running NASCAR. Once he got on stage, they realized, oh, crap, we're going to lose this. So they just went ahead and settled, which is what they wanted anyway. Look, guys, this is what we want. I'm sure there's a bunch of other little things in there that they wanted. So now, all that being said, let's get to what really matters. The OKC Thunder last night took care of business. And, we were at the game, and Randy and Kimberly Wright were there, and they left early. They went to go watch the National Finals rodeo because Randy's like, man, we're out of here. And I just kind of laughed. I was like, okay, I understand. And then, of course, one of my besties, Dr. Vanessa Wright showed up with her boyfriend Chris, and we sat there in the stands for about I want to say we left at the start of the third, fourth quarter when the Thunder were up 50, and it was it's for whatever it was something outrageous, and wasn't much of a game, but of course they did not have. Remember, we just beat them by 4, a week and a half ago, and they did not have Devin Booker, and they don't have Jalen Green. So let's give them a kind of a pass on how bad they got beat. But without your best player and arguably your second best player, you're not going to do a whole lot. That'd be like us playing against them without SGA and J-Dub or SGA and Chet. That's not happening. Anyway, Thunder 138-89. Thunder now 24-1, the second team in history to go 24-1, which says a lot for what we're doing as a team. And think about this for a minute, guys. We are, since the start of last year, okay, we are, AC's wearing me out right now. 60. We are 92-15. 92-15 since the start of last year. That is talking about a level of excellence, and I think it all started with SGA and his mentality, talking about how he was upset that that he didn't play well. They asked him how did he feel about winning the championship, and he was like, not happy. And they said, well, why wasn't he happy? From the simple fact that he didn't believe the Thunder played up to their capabilities in the playoffs compared to what they did in the season. He didn't play in the playoffs up to his capabilities like he did in the season. So with him, he wasn't happy about that, and he wanted to make a difference, and they have. Now, when you compare the Thunder to them, both 24-1, but you look at the way the Thunder dominated this game. Suns 10 for 31. Thunder 22. That's not right. 10 for, what were they from the three-point line? That wasn't right. Let me get that straight. I don't know how I messed that up, guys. I apologize for that. You know me, I hate when my stats aren't right. I don't like it. The Thunder, I'll get that straight. The Thunder from 3 were, if I can get this on here. I was rushing a little bit. I was trying to get my food in. Let me see. We were 22 of 40, so it should have been 40, not 10. And sorry about that. I hate when I screw up my stats like that because I go through talking to them. It drives me nuts. Anyway, the Thunder were 22 of 40, and a lot of it had to do with once Dort and my guy Nathan Taylor was texting me last night. When Dort starts making threes the way he makes threes, the Thunder are damn near unbeatable. They really, truly are. They're damn near unbeatable when he starts making threes, because it's like once he starts making them, then it's over. Because he starts making them, then the team starts making them. Everybody just kind of goes with it. But it all starts again with SGA and what he does. And when SGA is rolling and doing what he's doing and he's playing and everybody else relaxes, it makes all the difference in the world. It really does. And when you look at the box score, here's the box score from last night. The box score from last night, I mean, you look at the guys and look what happened. Chet, 25 minutes and 24 points. 9 for 13, 4 for 4. Glad he got back to making threes because it was driving me crazy. Him not making threes, him missing a bunch of threes. That was driving me crazy. 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Thank you, Chet. Start making free throws again. 8 rebounds. Remember, this is all without Iheart now. He's hurt. SGA, 27 minutes, 28 points in 27 minutes. Chet, 24 points in 25 minutes. SGA, 27 minutes, 28 points in 27 minutes. It's crazy. Lou Dort, 22 minutes, 12 points, 3 for 6 from 3. And the threes that he made is when he makes them. Like I said, when Lou Dort's making threes like that, and we get on a roll, it's over because he'll make them boom, boom, boom in a row, two out of three possessions, or 3 out of 4 possessions, or whatever, and then he'll go boom, 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 and then you can just see that just the electricity in the building or electricity in our team just go through the roof, and watch him do what he does. But anyway, 3 for 6 from three last night, 4 rebounds. SGA, I'm sorry, 28 points, 11 for 15, 3 for 4. He's just 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 3 for 3 from the line. And the only thing he's got to pick up is his free throw shooting to do third. Because remember, I talked about this the other day. When Steph Curry scored 30 points, shot 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the line, unanimous MVP. SGA is getting ready to do that again, and even more in line with Michael Jordan. This will be the fourth year that SGA has scored 30, averaged 30, shot 50% from the field. The only other person to do that is Michael Jordan. Michael did it 5 times. This will be the fourth time that SGA's done it, and probably his fourth time being All NBA. 4 years in a row, being first team All NBA, 4 years in a row. And I don't think there's any reason why he's not going to. J Dub, 23 minutes, 15 points, 5 for 8, 1 for 3, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Like, yeah, still 100%. I didn't want to jinx him last night. I was laughing because he was making free throws, and he had made his first free throw. And I was going to say something. Well, I was like, let him shoot this free throw. And they were like, well, why? And after he shot it, I said, because he hasn't missed a free throw yet this year. And they're like, whatever, man. I go, I'm an athlete, and I'm superstitious. Y'all know this. I'm superstitious. So I didn't want to say anything about him making his free throw. He had made him in a row, shot 100%. Then, of course, he misses. Not blame myself. Kaysen, a nice, strong, again, 19 minutes, 9 points, 4 for 5, 1 for 2. That's what I want to see out of Kaysen every night. I don't need him. If he's a double-figure scorer, great, but don't need him to be. 8, 9 points is, 10. If he gets a 10, great. But average 8, 9, should have those numbers: 4 for 5, 1 for 2, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals. 4 steals, SGA 2 steals. And SGA with another block, which is crazy. Chet had 3 huge blocks last night, and 2 other 3 were on our boy. And like seeing that. Jay Will, 21 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 3. Dude, make your threes. But 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Can't say I blame him. Like the way he played last night. Caruso, 13 minutes, 3 points. Hit a huge 3 right when we needed one. So 1 for 3. Not going to complain. 1 for 2, I'm sorry. But a big 3 that he hit. Right in rhythm. Shot it right in rhythm was great. K. Rich, he shot 2 consecutive air balls. And then he made his next. And then, of course, he made 2 shots right after that. So K. Rich, 1 for 4. Bro, how do you shoot 2 air balls the way that? And they weren't even close. Wiggs, 22 minutes, 6 points, 2 for 7, 2 for 4. Struggled a little bit. But overall, his defense is picking up, and I'd rather him score less, but I want him to shoot less, trying to take the ball to the basket. Dude, just spot up and shoot your threes. Go 3 for 4, or 3 for 6, 4 for 7, something like that. That's what I would like for him to do. Youngblood and the rest of the guys, Carlson and all those guys, yeah, great. A.J. Mitchell, 19 minutes, 9 points. Once again, AJ's numbers are going down, but I'm okay with that simply because it's all right, because of the simple fact that he's doing what he needs to do for our team to fit in right now. He's trying to figure out where, because now he's shooting 5 times, but remember, he only played 19 minutes. So he's trying to figure out, where do I fit in with J-Dub? And that's the whole thing. Where do I fit in with J-Dub? Just like when Wemby comes back with the Spurs. How does he fit in? What is he going to do? How do they use him? How do they help him grow? You look at the Thunder, of course, winner, 16 in a row. We have the Spurs Saturday night, 8 o'clock on Prime. And I'm just not a fan of Prime. They're terrible in football. They're terrible in basketball. Steve Nash doesn't speak. He sits on the thing. I'm like, who are y'all producers? Go get you. I don't know why you don't go to Fox or ESPN and get you some young hot producer who's just ready to go up and he can get you guys on the right level. I don't get that. What are y'all doing? Peacock, same thing. You go get some old guy who's been around forever. Hey, give me somebody who's young. Give me somebody who understands, who's got good ideas, but understands what works in the past. Instead of give me some old guy that sits out there. Well, we want to get this guy, this guy. I'm sorry, the panels on Prime and basketball and football are terrible. I do like Blake a lot. I like Blake a lot. I like Haslam. I like him. Steve Nash, John Wall, no. Taylor Rooks, I like her. But I'm like, what are y'all doing? But anyway, so the Thunder on Prime again Saturday. I think Prime has the whole NBA Cup, I believe. But anyway, we play the Spurs, and the Spurs just spanked the Lakers, which we'll go over here in a minute. And then, of course, the finals are on Tuesday night. And then we, of course, have the Clippers at home. And I was sitting there watching this narrative talking about the Thunder and can we win and who are we going to get beat by? When's they going to lose? I said, we can lose to the Spurs. We play the Spurs 3 times in the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, 10 days, 10 games. We play them 3 times. That can eat, to think we're going to beat them 3 times, I'd love to say that, but I don't see how we're going to beat them 3 times. I think we'll lose at least one of those, which is okay. And it's better if we beat them. I don't have a problem with that either. But that's not going to be an easy win for us. It's not going to be easy. Then, of course, in the NBA Cup, the bracket is set. And you know that we play the Spurs, and then the Magic play the Knicks. And I think it's ironic that the 2 number 1 seeds made it. Us and the Magic both made it. And then the number 3 seeds both won. Isn't that crazy? The two seeds lost at home. The number 1 seeds won at home. The number 2 seeds lost. Why is that? Because there's usually not that big of a difference between 2 and 3. That's why you want to be That's why you want to be 1, so you can play the worst. Because number 4 team is the worst team of the middle of the pack. So that's what you want to do. But when we go back and look at the standings in a minute, we're going to ask ourselves: is that what the Thunder want? Is that what the Thunder want? But that being said, we take care of business on Saturday. On Tuesday night, we have the winner. If we win that, we'll go ahead and play the winner of the Magic and Knicks. And I believe that will be we were talking about this the other night. I'm not a Karl Anthony Towns fan. He's effective, but I'm not that big of a fan of Karl Anthony Towns. I'm just not. And I don't know why I'm not, but I'm just not a fan of his for whatever reason. And it's crazy because I liked him in Kentucky. In fact, with all the guys, that's the only guy that won the championship. Anthony Davis and them didn't win it. When they had Boogie, they didn't win it. John Wall and that group, they didn't win it. They only won it with Karl Anthony Towns' group. And the other teams were way better, and they should have won, but they did not. So when I look at what the Thunder have done this year, why are we in position at 24-1 tying the Warriors? Of course, they won 73 games that year, and then, of course, lost the championship. But like I said before many times, the reason why they lost is Draymond Green got kicked out of Game 5. That's the reason why they did not play Game 5. Because of his stupidness, being dirty, and trying to get in the head. And it's just, kicking LeBron in the balls. Just like, remember, he kicked Steven Adams twice. Remember when Golden State played the Thunder, played us here? So, to me, Draymond, I don't get the love that everybody has for him. Now, granted, he was the glue, the fixture. But this is the thing. Like I told him, he ran KD off. 100% he did. Why? Because he totally got kicked to the curb. It used to be Steph, Clay, him. Then it went KD, Steph, Clay. And there was no mention of Draymond. And Draymond didn't like it, and his ego got in the way, and him being who he is, he wanted to be the man. And I just don't get it. Like, he's got a nice podcast or whatever. I don't listen to it. because I don't really care what he has to say. But for me, they lost because of him. They had been winning by 20 points every game. It wasn't even close. They would have smashed Cleveland. But because Cleveland beat them, they knew they weren't going to beat Cleveland again, had to go KD. And of course, they played Cleveland uh, uh, the next two series. Back to back, KD was the MVP of both. And then Draymond ran him off. And then all of a sudden, here we go. Steph, Clay, and Draymond again. So I'm not a fan of his, but that being said, 73 wins is what they had, and they got beat because of him. So when they talk about the greatest teams ever, you can't say they're the greatest team ever. They didn't win the chip. If you don't go all the way in, you can't be the greatest team ever. I'm like that. Like to me, Tom Brady is the greatest winner of all time. He ain't the greatest quarterback. He's the greatest winner in quarterbacks. In the Super Bowl era, he is the greatest winner of Super Bowl era. 100%. But is he the greatest quarterback of all time? Hell no. I know. I got guys. I want Joe Montana in front of him. I know how many pick six Tom Brady's thrown. I don't remember the number of Joe Montana he threw in big games. And remember, against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, he threw a pick and 55 was offsides. Who ended, by the way, ended up getting traded to the 49ers, who the Chiefs ended up beating the next year in the 49ers, in the Super Bowl. So he threw a pick on fourth down. Threw the offsides, okay, that's what saved him. He threw a pick. People don't remember that, which allowed them to go down, make the game, to go ahead. Patrick Mahomes drives down, kicks the field goal. And it was 30-something seconds they went down there, kicked the field goal. They got the tip. They got the coin tossed. And Mahomes, they got the coin tossed. They would have went and scored two. But that's what happened. And then the Chiefs going, hey, let's do this. And let's do where each team gets a turn at the ball. Every single team in the NFL said no. And a few years later, what happens? The Bills, Josh Allen didn't get the ball. Mahomes does to Josh Allen what Brady did to him. Oh, let's change the rules. Oh, the Chiefs said, okay, great. We wanted to change them 2 years ago, and y'all didn't want nothing to do with it. Now you want to change it, which I think is funny. But back to the Thunder. The Thunder through 16 games, okay? Through 25 games, I'm sorry. Have a plus 437. Which breaks the old record of 437. Excuse me, 343, I'm sorry. We have 437. The 07, 08 Celtics had a plus 347. The Thunder, 437. Them, 347, which I think is funny. Same numbers, put differently. And Big Perk, of course, was upset about that, which I think is funny. And this is the third time that we've had a 25-plus point lead. Third time. Now, when I put up the accolades, this even makes more sense to you. Okay, guys? This even makes way more sense. Net efficiency, plus 17.4. 17.4. And we led the league last year at, what was it, 13-9 or whatever it was last year? 17.4. Defense efficiency, 104 first. Opponent's field goal percentage, 42.8 first. Pips, points in the paint first, which we were last year as well. Turnovers, 17.7 were first. Points off turnovers, 24.3 first. Deflections, how many deflections did we have last night? 23 first. Percentage of three-point contested, 19.7. So out of all the free throws they shoot, 19 of them were contested. They shot, 31 last night, and 19 of them were contested. Excuse me. And opponent's points per drive, 0.93. 0.93. We've had leading, okay, this is crazy. We've had 264 minutes this year. Okay? 264 minutes that we've led by 20 or more points. 264 minutes we've led by 20 points or more during games. We've only trailed 250. I saw that and I was like, what? 264 points. 264 minutes we've led by 20 points this year in games. And we've only trailed 250. That stat right there is just insane to me. That is an absolute insane stat to me right there. It's insane. It's insane. Wow. I got so much more I want to talk about that. We're going to take a quick break. I want to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up. They'd love to take care of you and make sure you have clean drinking water. Also, if you have the water treatment plant in your city or county, hit these guys up. They'd love to make sure you have clean drinking water in your city. They'd love to take care of you. 100% they would. And then, of course, Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guy Jose Fierro up. He will take care of you and make sure everything is smooth. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40 on Garth Brooks, right in front of the hospital and the Fairfield Hotel. YNB Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Guys, it's some great, great smelling stuff. Can't tell you how great this stuff is. It is absolutely fantastic. It really is truly, truly delicious. Love it. You can go into the Penn Square Mall, into the Dillards. On the east side is the women's department. The west side, of course, is the men's department. The east is the men's and the west is the women's. The West Dillards, and it's the women's. The East Dillards is the men's. Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, which we went to, love that place. Love that place. It is fantastic. Love the way it looks, smells. It just really is. It's good. Town East Mall in Wichita, Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Park Plaza Mall in Little Rock, South Plains Mall in Lubbock, and the Westgate Mall in Amarillo, Texas. I still need to go to Amarillo. I met some people this weekend were from Amarillo, and I talked to them for a minute. That was kind of cool. Now, back to the Thunder. Remember that stat I just gave you? 437 minutes we've led by 20 points. And we've only been behind for 250. So 264 minutes we've led by 20 points or more minutes. And only been trailing for 250. That is just crazy to me. In the 16-game winning streak, we've outscored our opponents by 333 points in the 16-game winning streak that we're currently on, which broke our old streak of 15, which was last year. And remember, through last year, we were 20-5 through last year. We were 20-5. We're 24-1 through 25 games this year. 24-1 through 25 games this year. We were 20-5 through. Now, we remember we were 15-5, and then we won 15 straight. And we ended up being 30-5 before we lost again. So we won 15 straight. And remember, our only loss was to the Blazers by 2 there in Portland with no Jada, no Ihart, no Caruso, no Dort. And it's tough to beat somebody. And at Portland, they play well at home. They are a pretty good team. They're a lot tougher and a lot better than what people want to give them credit for. But here's the difference. Everybody talks about SGA, And I talk when they mentioned uh, Jokic being the best player, and then SGA just kind of throw that in there. They talk about us kind of. Dude, put some respect on us now. Are we the new San Antonio? Probably. Remember San Antonio? They were boring. You never had any issues with the players. They're all good people. And they had any kind of issues, boom, they were gone. Oklahoma City have any issues, boom, you're gone. Josh Giddey gone. That's how they are. So Oklahoma City built it. It's built on Sam Presti came from that tree in San Antonio. Now here's the difference. San Antonio built through overseas, which Sam Presti's tried to do. He's failed. You can go down the list of guys he's drafted from overseas. Doesn't work. And Topic, we don't know about Topic yet. Knock on wood, he's going to be healthy. We want him to be healthy. That's what we want for Topic and his health, getting over his cancer thing. But that's where the Thunder are. The Thunder are the new San Antonio Spurs. Fundamental, basic, boring. All they do is win. All they do is in the playoffs every year. All they do is compete for championships. That's all they did. Now, they believe San Antonio won 4. I think they won 4 or 5. I can't remember if they won 4 or 5. But Oklahoma City has a chance to do that. And San Antonio has rebuilt themselves by getting lucky to get Vassell, Harper, Wemby, De'Aaron Fox. They've rebuilt themselves, coming from where they were to where they are. And, they just had a run of dominance. Why? Greg Popovich, R.C. Buford. Of course, R.C. played with Randy and I at Oklahoma State. Well, he was on the team. He didn't play, but he was on the team, basketball team from us, with us. That's R.C. And they have built the same way that they did before, except they're doing more American players and less European players. Whereas Sam Presti drafted Kevin Durant, drafted Ibaka, drafted Harden, drafted Russell. And then that one went to the toilet. And then says, okay, let's rebuild. First of all, we got to get a foundation player, SGA. You have Dort with him. Then you have Wiggins and K. Rich, Josh Giddey. Then you bring in J-Dub and Chet, which of course Chet didn't play. Then you turn around and you bring in Chet playing for the first time and Casey Wallace. Then after that, you add Ihart and Caruso. Trade for Caruso with Josh Giddey, and then free agency bringing in Ihart. And when you look at what the Thunder are doing, how they're going to rebuild, that's how they did it. But it starts with defense and ends with SGA. Starts with defense, ends with SGA. SGA is now at 96 games, consecutive games scoring 20 points. 96 consecutive games scoring 20 points. Now, I don't know if we beat the Spurs, if we play the winner of the Knicks and the Magic, because that game does not count on our record. I don't know if that counts as SGA if he scores 20 points. I don't know if that counts as that because I know his streak started November 1st, 2024. So that's where we're at on that. Now, I did do a question of the day, and I was rethinking it. Do I change it or do I not? And here's the question of the day. Oh, this is not right. He has way more than that. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. He has, I didn't update this. I'm sorry, guys. Everything is correct except he's at 14 now. He's at 14 games, and there is 25. So there's, let me see, 47 more games. And I had changed it. I was going to change it to 25, but the more I think about it, Uh, I'm changing it to 25. But he does have 14 through 25 games. So that's why I did it the way I did it. Said, okay, he has 14 to 25 games. There's 47 games left. Can he get 16 in those amount of games? Because if he does and has another 14 and 25, then what is it going to be? Okay, what is it going to be? Because that is the $1,000,000 question. It really is. And here's the question of the day. Let me put that up again. Okay, there we go. That's gonna work right there. I had to redo that because that drove me crazy. 47 games left. He has 14. The question of the day. Hey, what's up, Burgess? The question of the day is that over under 30 games. Over under 30 games. That's the question of the day. Hey, Burgess, what do you think? He has 14 games that he has not played the fourth quarter. And I'm saying the over under 30 games, do you think he'll do it? That's the $1,000,000 question. But when you think about it, you think about what he's done. Wilt he did it from 1961 to 63. So he went a whole season that every game he averaged 20 points, that he scored at least 20 in every game. Every game he scored. So for SGA to do that, he would, if he scored 20 points in every game he played in of all the 80 games, you said over under 28. So you say under. Is that what you're saying, Burgess? You think he's going to go 28 instead of 30? So you're saying the under on 30. Okay. Uh, the question is, will he go all 82 games or all the games he plays right now? He's played in 24 games. He hadn't played in every game, and he scored 24, 20 in every game. I don't see how he doesn't. I don't know. I don't see how he doesn't score 20 points in every game he plays in this year. I don't see how he doesn't do it. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I just don't see. Now, he just passed Wilt, who was at 92, because the reason why Wilt Chamberlain's streak was stopped because he was kicked out of a game in the first 4 minutes. After the first 4 minutes, he had kicked out the game. That's why he stopped. That's what ended the streak. So the question is that the same thing going to happen to SGA? I don't think so. Do you? I think SGA is going to do what he needs to do to finish it off. That's just me. Okay? That's just how I look at it. But we'll see how it works. But I do believe it's just crazy the standard that he has set. And when you look at our team and you look at what we're doing, here are our shooting percentages for everybody through 25 games, 24 games. I did not update this after last night, okay? This is not updated after last night, but this is through 24 games, okay? SGA 32 points a game, 55% from the field, 44% from three, 88% from the line. So he's probably, because he went 3 for 3 last night, so he's probably 88.3 or 4 or something like that. It didn't go up much. Chet 18.6, 57% from the field, 36% from three. Roland 78% from the line. Now, he did have that game where he was like 0 for 4 over 7, so his numbers on the free throw line went down, but it's going to go back up. He didn't miss. He went 4 for 4 last night. J-Dub still at 100%, which is what I was talking about earlier. I didn't want to jinx him. 17.8 points a game, 46% from the field, 27% from three, which, of course, he will pick up. I don't have any doubts about how J-Dub is going to pick up his three-point shooting. And I do believe that because last night he was 1 for 3 last night, which is 33%, which is still moves him up compared to what he was, but it moves him up. J-Dub 17.8. He had, how many points did J-Dub have last night? J-Dub had 15 points last night in 3 quarters. Remember, he had 15 points in 22 minutes. Chet had 24 points in 24 minutes. SGA had 26 minutes, and he had 28 points in 26 minutes. So they're efficient as they can be. AJ Mitchell, slowly stats, like we said, when J-Dub got back, AJ Mitchell stats were going to go down for a little bit. And I still think he'll average double digits, more like probably 12 or 13. But at the rate he's going, I mean, that's where he's at. That's where he's at to me. Wiggins, 13.8, 48% from the field, 43% from three. AJ Mitchell, 34% from three, by the way. And that's the thing that I have with AJ. I want him to start making more threes because he gets so many wide open looks. I want him to make more threes. Wiggins, 13.8. Isaiah Joe, 12.9. Hartenstein, 12.2. Hart, of course, didn't play, but Isaiah Joe didn't play. Casey Wallace, Dort's numbers will go up because of what he did last night. So when you look at our team, and you look at the numbers and what we're doing as a group, all you can do is smile. Because you know what you're getting, you know how we're looking, you know what's happening because of what we're doing and how we're playing. You have to appreciate our team. You have to appreciate what the coaching staff is doing. And our coach is getting better too. He's getting better at understanding flows when the flow is happening. Still don't like the fact that when they put their best player in, he puts in Dort so SGA and J-Dub can play close minutes. Dude, they put their best player in, you put your best player in. You put in, I'm going to put my best stopper. That's not how it works. But that's strictly somebody who didn't play the game. When we put SJ in and their best players on the bench, their best player comes off the bench immediately. Oh, you putting your best player? I'm putting in mine. So we can match each other. That's not what he does, which costs us. So I like what we're doing. I like where we're at, matching the 73-win Warriors, who are not one of the best teams ever because you didn't finish. If you don't finish, I'm not giving you to. I'm not that type of dude. I don't sit there. Oh yeah, no, you didn't finish. Don't want to hear it. And you're gone. LeBron, you didn't show up in the fourth quarters for a whole series, and in the NBA Finals, and you're done. I'm not like these guys who try to make excuse. No, the standard is the standard. This is what you're supposed to do in every sport if you are the GOAT. And people try to put Tom Brady as the greatest football player of all time. No, he's not that. Greatest quarterback, winningest quarterback, yes. Greatest quarterback, no. But this is this generation. This is the click and likes. This is what they do to get attention. Not how it works to me. I don't see it. I don't. So, anyway, that being said, I'm getting ready to get out of here. We've got our Christmas party tonight. So I got to go to that. I've got to go train my 6-year-old kids and get them ready for camp next week and 2 weeks from now and get all that ready. So that being said, everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out. And remember, 2024, 25 world champions, back to back. Let's go.